All right. This is not a word of the day. This is a presentation opportunity, right? For life insurance agents, people who are inspiring to be an agent. They want to look into the career. And so this opportunity is designed for licensed life insurance agents, individuals who are thinking about getting their license, professionals seeking real income, back-end money, and ownership, right? So to those who want a long-term solution, not a temporary hustle. So let's talk about the reality of this world that we're living in today, in this economy, right? In today's economy, retirement is no longer guaranteed. It is no longer guaranteed at all, unless you are already a millionaire or you're actively investing in stocks, real estate, or other appreciating assets, right? And here's the truth. The average person will likely have to work for the rest of their lives, right? Their life, right? Wages alone are no longer enough in this economy. Pensions are disappearing. Most folks don't know what a pension is because most companies have got rid of it. And retirement has shifted from promise to personal responsibility. So let's talk about the uncertainty of the SS word, Social Security, right? So for decades, people were taught to depend on Social Security. But today, Social Security, first of all, is underfunded. The ratio between workers and retirees continue to shrink, right? Future benefits may be reduced, delayed, or restructured. And we can't wait around for that, right? Many financial experts agree Social Security was never designed to be a full retirement plan, only a supplemental plan. And relying on it alone is no longer a strategy. It's a risk. They keep taking the age up to one time 65, now 67. They just keep taking the age up. So why is life insurance different? I'm glad you asked. Life insurance offers something most careers do not. The ability to start generating retirement style income now, not at 65, not after 30 years, but as early as 10 months from the very first policy you write. That's the power of it, right? So this is what separates life insurance from traditional jobs. You earn income today, you build back-end income automatically, you create predictable, renewable cash flow, and you're not dependent on Social Security to retire. So let's talk about a model, something simple and sustainable, right? We do not teach burnout. Our standard production model is what I'm going to talk about. We're going to teach you how to write 2 policies per day, 5-day work week, no weekends required, no unrealistic volumes. This is a professional, repeatable system designed for consistency and longevity, right? So let's talk about the front end breakdown. I'm going to break down the front end. So for this scenario, I'm going to be very conservative. We're going to use a 60% contract, which is something we don't give out. It's just a very, very low contract, right? So this is assumption. This is based off of assumption, right? 2 applications per day, 5 days per week. We're looking at a $58 a month premium per policy, right? Which is the average. It's lower than the average, but I'm using low numbers, right? So we take a $58 policy. You went in somebody's house, their premium was $58. So we're going to talk about a $58 policy. We want you to do that twice in one day. So if you take 58 times 12, you get $696 per policy, right? So now let's look at daily income if you write 2 policies. So we'll take that 696 times 2 will give us $1,392, right? Which is AP per day. At a 60% commission, we're looking at $835 per day. Now, imagine you make $835 per day, right? With that times 5, that gives you $4,175 per week. That's a monthly income When you take that $4,175 per week times 4, that gives you $16,700. And remember, this is based off a 60% contract, not a 100% contract. This is based off a 9 months advance commission. It's way more money than that you really earn, but we're going to talk about that. This is what we call front end income only. So let's talk about back end renewal income, right? And how it builds. So when you write business, you're paid 75% advance commission up front, and then 25% is held back. Most companies, listen to me, most companies never give you that money. It is held in advance recovery. When you become an agent, we'll be able to explain that to you a little further, but for just conversational purpose, I just wanted you to know that. So that's 25% that's paid on the back end on the 10th, 11th, 12th month, right? So it'll start in the 10th month, and that's the business that you wrote in January. So let's go. So we're going to continue using the 60% model, right? Contract, intentionally, because I want to be conservative. I don't want to give you numbers that you be like, oh man, that's not true. This all is real. So let's talk about a monthly income baseline, right? Each productive month, let's say January, February, and March, you had a monthly AP written of $27,840. Now, that sounds a whole lot more than the 16,000 you made, because remember, that is 100% of it. And remember, you have a 60% contract. So 40% of that was not what you got paid. That 40% was at a total 100% contract, which we'll talk about that later, right? So you got 60% contract, you earn $16,700, and I got to pay $4. Okay. So now that 25% was held back, which is $4,175. So you made that month, you did $16,704, right? You follow me? And you had a weekly income of $4,175, right? $76, I'm sorry. Divided by 3 months will give you $1,392 per. Okay.